over explaining. Today we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things as usual. We have 5 things as usual, and we are going to start with. This item. Do you know what this is? Have you heard of what this is? It is a compact mirror. Compact mirror. Yeah. So obviously you can't see yourself in this, but this is just like a flapper girl. Is that what they're called? Like somebody from the 1920s. And yeah, that's not the mirror part. Okay. So if you look at yourself in there, yeah, you can't see yourself. You can just see this picture. Okay. So this is made of metal. This particular one. And as you can see, it has a hinge which allows it to, can you guess? Allows it to open up. Yeah. So this is the top. It's got a bottom. It's got a little button. It's got a little button and a hinge. I'll show you what the hinge does in a moment. Okay. So this is just to protect the mirror. Closes. Protect the mirror, and also to allow it to fit in your purse, in your handbag, yeah, or your pocket. I think it can be called a pocket mirror as well, a compact mirror, pocket mirror. So we would probably use this out and about. So if you are going to work or something like that, you can fit it into your bag and then take a little sneaky peek to see what your makeup looks like with your hair, or if you get something in your eye, or check your teeth if you've been eating spinach. Make sure there's nothing in there. Okay, so let me show you how you would open the compact mirror. I think some compact mirrors have a slightly different opening mechanism. You might need to just lift it up with your thumb, but this one has a button. Okay, so we're going to be getting our finger and we're going to press in. 1, 2, 3. I'll do it this side like this. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Press. Did you see that come up? Did you see it come up? I'm going to just close it. Okay, let's do that again. 1, 2, 3. Press. Good. And now we're going to actually lift it up this time. There we go. So this part here is like a usual mirror, a normal mirror that you would look into where you can see yourself as normal. But the bottom mirror is like magnified, so you can see yourself much closer. It can be a little bit scary sometimes if you get the wrong end. Yeah, if you like expecting to just see your normal face and you look through the magnified one. Yeah, sometimes it'd be like, whoa, it's too much information. Thank you, mirror. But yes, so if you were, for example, trying to get something out of your eye, then the magnified mirror might come in more handy for that situation. So you have a mirror at home, correct? Yeah, so you know that you just stand in front of the mirror, and your reflection is opposite of facing you. Yeah, it is a mirror image, therefore you are, yeah, your face is sort of not contorted, but it's, yeah, the opposite of what your face actually looks like to other people. Okay, so you're mirroring it. So this is exactly the same as your big mirror at home. It's just in a smaller size, okay? And like I say, you have the added advantage of the magnified glass, the magnified one, okay? So you can have a little look. Yeah, I don't want to shine it too much because there is a light over here and it will glare in your eyes, okay? We don't want that, do we? We don't want that. Okay, so then we can close it, because if you leave that open in your bag, the mirror could smash. You know, if something lands on it or your keys sort of land on it, something like that in the bag, then you get a cracked mirror and you don't want that. That's no good to anyone. So we're going to close it back over to keep it nice and safe. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3, press down, okay? 1, 2, 3, press down. And now it's closed and it won't open again until you press the magic button. Good, the magic button. Okay, so I promised you I would tell you what the hinge does. So we're going to open that back up again. So it's nice and open. Now look on the back. So I'm going to open it up. Can you see? Okay, so the hinge allows you to move the lid up and down without it breaking off, without the two pieces separating. Yeah, it keeps the two pieces together, but it also allows them some movement, so you can open it all the way up and close it all the way back down. Okay, so shall we go through that one more time? This is a compact mirror. It's a compact mirror. It's a compact mirror. It is like a mini-sized mirror that you can take out and about with you, Maybe when you go out for an evening and you want to check on your makeup, or check that you've not got food in your teeth, or if you get something in your eye, or even if you want to have a little sneaky peek behind you, you've seen someone that you quite like behind you, just get your little mirror out and you can be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna have a look at them. Okay, so that's a compact mirror. To open this particular one, you're going to press the little button. You're going to get your finger and you're just going to press in. Okay, so you're just going to press in, that will pop, and then you're just going to open it. Top one is the normal mirror like at home, and the bottom one is the magnified version, where you appear much closer, much like a zoom in. It's kind of like a zoom in for a camera. Okay, and that might be handy in certain situations, okay? But I wouldn't advise looking at that to do your makeup or whatever, yeah. So, we have opened it. The hinge is stopping it from falling into two pieces. And now when we are finished with the mirror, we're going to just press together and it will snap shut to keep the mirrors protected while they're in your bag or your pocket. Okay, good. Moving on now to a cup of tea. How very British of me. Cup of tea. Okay, so this here, do we know what this is? It's a mug. It's a mug. So this mug is made from, I believe, porcelain. Yes, it's made from fine porcelain. Yes, fine porcelain. None of this rough porcelain, fine porcelain. Okay, but you can get mugs made from pottery and I guess china and stuff like that. This one has lots of cute little superhero characters on. This is like one of my favourite mugs because it's quite little, and I like to drink my hot drinks when they are boiling hot. Once they've started to cool, I'm not going to drink them. So there's no point giving me a massive mug. I'd rather have this mug, and then if I want more, make another one, because I like it boiling hot. Like a lot of people wait for their tea or coffee to cool down. Not me. No, thank you. Give me the scorching hot tea and also the scorching hot showers. I like them very, very hot. So let's make a cup of tea. I mean, I say that I don't have water with me or anything like that. I've just got a little tea bag. And then we will pretend the other things. So, mug or a teacup, whatever you want to put your tea in. I would advise it be something with a handle because tea is hot, and if you get something that you have to hold this part of it and it's not a thermal sort of cup, you're gonna burn your hands. You're gonna burn those little hands of yours, okay? So, mug with a handle, cup with a handle. First things first, you're going to get your tea bag. Now, you can also get loose tea leaves. If you have like a teapot, you can put your loose tea leaves into the teapot. You can pour hot water onto them, but you must let that sit to like brew, and then you need a sieve. You need a little sieve, a tiny little sieve. You put that over your mug, and then you pour the teapot onto the sieve to catch the loose tea leaves. You don't want them in your mug. You just want the liquid, the tea liquid. Okay, but we have a tea bag, We have a tea bag. Now this tea bag is a Yorkshire tea. It's a Yorkshire tea bag because Yorkshire tea is the best. Yeah, don't argue with me. Yorkshire tea. Okay, and this one is a square. But you can get round tea bags. Looking at you, Tetley. Also a good tea. Tetley. And you can get like pyramid bags, which kind of help with the brewing. So they are usually on a string. You put that into the cup and the string hangs over the side so that when the water goes in, you can still pull the tea bag out. And the pyramid ones, they let the water sort of run through it, and then it brews nicely. It brews really nicely. But I think they are usually for sort of herbal teas, fruit teas. This is just a normal, like English breakfast sort of tea, like a normal everyday tea. So we get the good tea bag, and we put that plop into the mug or the cup, whatever you're using. Then, do you like sugar or not? I don't put sugar in my tea. I used to, till my dentist told me off. So I've stopped. I don't put it in my coffee or my tea anymore, which makes me very sad, but you know, it's for the best. So if you want sugar, you can put some sugar in now, or you could just have it without. Then, I know some people like to put their milk in first. I put mine in after, so I will brew my tea first, then I will put the milk in once I've taken the tea bag out. So we're going to do it that way, okay? So we've got the tea bag in there, sugar if you wanted it. Now you're going to put water in your kettle, or if you use a stove kettle, you put your water in that, or your electric kettle, fill it up to, you just fill it up to what you need, okay? Save energy. Don't fill it past 1 cup if you're only gonna have 1 cup, okay? And never fill it over the max line. You'll ruin your kettle, okay? There's a max, which means, no, it means maximum, and that's the maximum level. There's also a minimum level, so don't put less than the minimum and don't put more than the maximum. Yeah, okay, because it will lead to trouble, okay? So just, sometimes you have little cup symbols, or you might just have numbers, and that is the number of cups. It will show you how much water you need for that. So just fill enough for what you need. Then you either switch it on to start boiling if it's an electric kettle, or you put your stove on and you heat your water up that way. Wait for it to boil. Now you'll know when it's boiling because either the kettle will switch off, or the kettle will whistle if it's on the stove, or if you're even boiling water in a pan, you can see when it's boiling. It's lots of bubbles, lots of bubbles. Yeah, it's like starts to come over the pan, so that's when you know that it is boiling. Okay, now be careful because the water is boiling now. You have to be super careful when you're getting the kettle. We're going to use a kettle, the pretend kettle. And then you're going to lift the kettle and you're just going to pour, but don't lift it like that, okay? Because the water will just pour out, okay? And the lid could potentially come off and you will get burnt and end up in hospital. So, nice and slow. You're pouring and the little snout, or whatever it's called, from the kettle the water will come out, and then you're pouring. Now on this mug, I like to pour it up until the feet of this little character. I like to pour the water up to there, and then I like the milk. But if you prefer your tea milky, then you might want to, do it much further down the tea. You might want the water further down. It's entirely up to you. It's entirely up to you and how you like your tea to be made. So we've poured the water in. We've gone up to this level on here. Then you're going to let the tea bag sit. You're going to let it sit. some people, myself included, if I'm rushing, I will get a spoon and I will squeeze the tea bag, squeeze it, and then just take it out with the teaspoon, throw it to one side and put the milk in. But you're just supposed to let it sit and brew. That's a nicer cup of tea when you can do that if you've got time. So we've let it brew for a minute or so, maybe less. I like mine hot, so it starts to cool down, then it's no good for me. So we're going to get the spoon, pretend I have a little spoon, which is a small spoon, not one of the big spoons, you just need a little spoon. Teaspoon, the clue's in the title, and then you put your teaspoon in and you will get the tea bag on there. Take that out, that goes in the bin, and then you can add your milk if you haven't already, or if indeed you want milk. Some people quite like black tea. I have a dash. I just have a little dash. I like my tea very dark tea. What we call builder's tea in the UK. I don't know if that's a term elsewhere, but in the UK, if you say I like a builder's tea, you'll get a very dark tea. Okay, so then we can, once we put the milk in, we can stir. So pretend this is a spoon. We're going to put the spoon in. It's going to go inside, and then we're going to stir. I'm doing it clockwise, but you can go anti-clockwise. It really doesn't make a difference. So stir, stir, stir. You can tap, 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 so you don't have drippy spoon. Tap, tap, tap. Put that on the side, and then I would advise you to blow it before you take a little sip. Just blow it before you take a little sip. What I like to do with my tea, is get some biscuits. Pretend this is a bourbon biscuit, the chocolate biscuit, and then you dunk, just 1 or 2 times. Otherwise the biscuit gets all soft and it might break into your tea, and that's just a disaster because it will sink to the bottom and get very soggy, and it will ruin your tea and your life probably. So 1 dunk, maybe 2, depending on what biscuit it is, and then enjoy the deliciousness. Okay, so go through it again. You get your mug, a fine porcelain, china, or like pottery clay mug, and then you will grab your tea bag, pop it inside. Did you see that? You then need to put some water in the kettle, switch the kettle on, allow that to boil. Get your kettle, and you be very careful not to burn yourself. Tip the kettle very gently so that the spout is over the cup, okay? Otherwise it's going to go everywhere. And it's going to burn you. So you tip it nice and gently, nice and slowly, so it pours slowly into your mug. You're going to not want to fill it to the top, because if you're putting milk in, you need some space for that. So I would leave maybe a centimetre, maybe more, space at the top of your mug. Let that sit for a minute or 2, maybe 30 seconds, I don't know. I don't really let it sit, I just squeeze it out. So I would let it brew for a little while, and then get your spoon, take the tea bag out, put that in the bin or in a little tray. You can get little tea trays that you put the little spent tea bags on, and then you can add your milk if you wish to. Stir, stir, stir. Blow it till it's cool enough, and then take your little sip. Get your biscuit. Dunk, dunk, dunk. Enjoy your cup of tea. Good. Yeah, you should definitely try that when you get home. That should be the first thing you try. Trust me, it will change your life. You got biscuits at home? Yeah, good. Okay, item number 3. This is going to be a long session today, I can feel it. Okay, item number 3 is a notebook. It's a little mini notebook. This one's a little mini book. Speaking of tea, that was actually not set up. I didn't even put the two together. That's quite nice. Leads on quite nicely. It's just a little notebook. Yeah. Okay, I'll tell you what we do with notebooks in a second. Let's just look at this particular one. This one says milk tea on the front. It has a little teacup with milk tea on it. It's got a little bunny and I think a little cat on there. Little sort of Red Riding Hood cat and a cute little bunny. And they are sat in the teacup. Of course they are. Of course they're sat in the teacup. Okay, now this says, if I can read it, your love, as sweet as sugar, can you tell me how to forget? That's utter nonsense, absolute utter nonsense, but very cute nonetheless. So, this isn't like a normal book. This does not have any words written in it. It's not a story. It has pages. Yeah, like a normal book. It has pages. But the pages, other than lines, are blank. And they are for you to fill in. Yes, very exciting. So you can fill notebooks with anything you want to write. Anything at all. You can write a little story. You could write a list of things that you need or need to do, or list, I don't know, shopping list, food list. You can also use it to write down ideas. You can write down any of your ideas. The list is endless. You could just write notes about your day in it, like use it like a little diary. But yes, it is for you to write what you want to write inside. So, one side you can't open. That's like the little binder side, Yeah, so that is what keeps the book together. Yeah, it stops it from falling apart. But the other side, can you see? It opens up, and that's where you'll find all the pages. Now this particular notebook has this cover. It's like a plasticky cover, but inside the pages are made of paper. And you can even, if you wanted to, you can even remove this front cover. Yeah, it's like a little sleeve, and if you wanted to, but I wouldn't want to. I think it's quite nice with the little plasticky cover on, and again it protects it because obviously paper can get all soggy if it gets wet. So it's nice and protected. All your notes, all your chapters of your book, or whatever you're writing, it's important they stay safe. So let's open it. Normally you would open it at the first page, and this page, I mean, you can write on it if you want to, but this is just the front sort of 2 pages, and this is just like a pretty flowery first 2 pages. Wouldn't really use that to write on. And then we begin. I have written in this already, so I'm going to skip the first 2 pages and open a nice clean section of the notebook. Okay, so here we have more writing at the top, and that says memorial to travel freely. So again, if you were on holiday and you wanted to make notes of what you've seen or how you felt when you saw something, you could write it in here and like have a little diary of your travels, which is a really cute idea. Cute idea. So these lines you would start on. Again, you don't have to. You don't have to follow rules, but normally in the UK anyway, I know in Japan you go from back to front. You go from back to front and from right to left, whereas we in the UK at least go from left to right, and we write across, whereas in Japan they write down, and they go the opposite way. But here we start and we would go across. But I'm probably showing you the wrong way, so it might be that way to you. Okay, so you can use a pen You could use a pencil, colours, whatever you want, and you just write on the lines. You can write on the lines, but again, if you want to write through the lines, that is absolutely fine. There are no rules. There are no rules whatsoever. If you want to, you can start in the middle. There is no one to stop you. There is absolutely no one to stop you. You can start in the middle. You can literally start from the bottom if you want to and write upwards. Do whatever you enjoy doing. And yeah, that's all there is to a little notebook. You just use it to make notes, or you could even put little drawings. If you've got little stickers, you could put little stickers inside. They're just a little cute little book that you can have fun with. Yeah, and then when you've finished writing what you need to write, you just close it back over again. Sometimes notebooks have little bookmarks in them so you can keep your place, but this one doesn't. So, notebook, quickly, let's go over it. This is a pink notebook with a little milk tea design on the front. Very cute. It's got like a plasticky cover. It's only like a pocket size one. You can get bigger ones, lots of different sizes. You can have ones without lines in the middle. Some are blank, some might be prettier, they might have more pictures on the inside, different colours. You have a binder area at the back which holds it together, so you only have one area that opens up, only one area that opens up, okay? And that leads to the actual paper inside. Then you can grab your writing tool, whatever you want to do. You choose whatever page you want to start on, and you simply just write in whatever it is that you want to write. And then when you are done, close it over and keep your thoughts safe. Put them in a nice hiding place or something. Nobody can find them. Yeah, that is very cute. I would give it to you, but I need the notes that I've already written in there. But I'm sure I can find something for you to take with you. Okay, the next item is actually something not similar, but it's something else you would write on. Okay, so this, yeah, it's in the shape of like a little cute kitten, but it is actually something that you write on. If I do this, can you see there are lots of the kittens that are all the same pattern, and these are memo pads, like sticky notes, memo pads. Okay, so the idea of a memo pad is when you think of something that you cannot forget, or something that you need to do. And what you do is you would write buy milk on there. You would write buy milk on there, and then you just pull it off. And this part here, there's always a part, it doesn't matter what kind of sticky notes. Some sticky notes don't have a design on them. They may just be square, usually yellow, but they all have a sticky area. And what you do is you just stick that onto your fridge or onto the front of your laptop screen, computer screen. It can go on a book, it can go wherever you're going to see that message. The important thing is that it goes somewhere visible, that you're going to remember whatever it is that you've had to write on that thing. There is no point in writing it on there and then just putting it to the side where you're never going to see it again. It has to be somewhere visible. So it could be on the TV, it could be on the window, it could be on the wall, anywhere that you are going to see that very important message. That is where you're going to stick it. And then when you're done, you can just unstick it, get rid of it, and then you can make another memo when you have another brilliant idea. Okay, so let's stick that one back on. Okay, so these are called, very good, they are made of paper. They're made from paper, and they just have one little line, just one little line of stickiness, but it's not super sticky. It's only a tiny little bit sticky. So you don't want to be putting it on, taking it off, putting it on, taking it off too many times, because it will lose its stickiness. It's not a very, very sticky paper. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to pull it off the pad. So you get your pen, pencil, colouring pen, whatever you want to use. You get an idea. You're looking around for a piece of paper, or you need to use a phone, but you don't have any of those things with you, but you do have some sticky pads, some memo pads. You're going to write the idea down. You're going to write it down on there. Pick son up from school. It's a very important thing to remember. Pick child up from school, and then you're going to peel. You're going to peel it off. I'll show you again. I'm going to take one end. Yeah, you take the non-sticky end, grab the non-sticky end, and then you're just going to literally peel. It's like peeling a banana, so you just pull down and peel off. Okay, you've got your very important message not to leave your child at school again. And then you're going to stick that somewhere visible. Okay, you need to stick that right in front of you. Yeah, if you're working on a screen, if you're whatever it is, if you've got a wall in front of you, stick that where you're going to see it and you're going to remember it. Okay, then when you're done, that could just go in the bin, and for once you've remembered to pick your child up from school. Yes, a very, very handy thing to have. I have some on my fridge, and then if things run out in the kitchen, like, you know, the sauce may have run out, or the milk, and these things could go out of your head, I write it down then and there in the kitchen, and then I know to buy it. Or the other people, when they walk past it, my husband will see it and be like, oh, we need to buy that. It's a very good idea. Okay, yeah, one more thing. I know you're getting tired. This is very long, I know. Okay, this is a fun thing, okay? Okay, I don't know if you would have seen these before. Maybe you would. I don't know. Okay, here we go. It's a poppit. It's a poppit. It's a poppit. It's a poppit. Okay, so what I'm going to do first of all is get it onto the side that's easier to pop. So this is a fidget toy. It's a fidget toy for people who may need help focusing on what they're doing, and it just helps them to have something to fidget with and keep them focused. So this one is a poppit. You can get lots of different shaped poppets, lots of different coloured poppets. You can get them huge, you can get them in a little key ring, but what they all have in common is they have these little circular things that when you press, they make a little pop sound, a little bit like a bubble wrap. Yeah, you know what bubble wrap is, the packaging that you protect things with, and you can pop them. The great thing about poppets is you can re-pop them over and over again. Yeah, because once bubble wrap's done, it's like, that's sad. But these, you can just reuse them over and over again. So you're just going to take your finger, any finger, but index finger is usually the strongest, and you're just going to put it on there. I'll show you closer, and you're going to press. Yeah, press, 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 press. Yeah, you can also, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this while holding it. Usually if you lay it down, it's easy to do this. You can take your finger and just run it across the row. You ready? So it's more like a sound. It's much more fun to do that. Didn't make the noise because I'm holding it. If I turn it that way, maybe we could do it that way. It's not really working because I've got it in the air. If you have it on the table, it's much better sound. Now, you've popped them all through to the other side, but this side doesn't make the pop sound really. So you have to pop them all the way through again, which is still fun. And then you can do the fun pop, pop, pop sound on the other side. Okay, did you want to have a go? Good. That's it. Good. Okay, so you got the hang of it. I just just going to pop them through again. And I'll talk you through it. So this is a fidget toy. It's really good for, well, adults and children who struggle to focus and may need a little bit of help and might need something that they can fidget with, just to bring them back to focusing on whatever the task is that they need to focus on. All you have to do is get your little finger, index finger, and poke it and poke it and poke it and poke it and poke it. Yeah, this one is like a yellowy greeny colour, round, and it's quite small. It's quite small. It's a good size. The problem with smaller ones is that you only get a few pops. Bigger ones, obviously you have so many more, but they take so much longer to re-pop through to get the fun side. So there are downsides and good sides to each option, but you just choose one that is suitable for you and get one that in a design that you particularly like. But that is all for today. I hope you've learnt something new. I know you're dying to get home to make a cup of tea and try dunking a biscuit in it. I'm not gonna hold on to you for much longer. I'm just gonna let you go, and I will get a notebook to you. Okay, I'll get one.